Yes, Mr. Sim.
Thank you, Chair. So this is a video clip that Mr. Madlanga sent to you, Major General, on the 6th of February, 2025. And if we could just play that, please.
Ready to take the keys to the college on the 4th. So by Monday, if we close, we'll understand members that are short, and that process of the non-performance by the service provider, that process I have already directed that it must start. So
were you able to hear that?
Not quite.
Can you play it, slow down the speed?
Also, the volume not as high, also, if that's possible.
Are ready to take the keys to the college on the 4th. So by Monday, if we're able to shift anything, we close. We'll understand members that are short, and that process of the non-performance by the service provider, that process I have already directed that it must start. So
okay. That video clip you've seen before, isn't that so?
I see he did send it to me.
Yes.
Perhaps, sorry, Mr. Sim, it might be helpful for purpose of the record to try and say it out, to say it out what is in there.
The last sentence of the person speaking was, I have directed that process of non-performance of the service provider must start.
Let's confirm with General Senona that that's what he also
Did you hear that?
or heard.
Me hearing this, it's a difficult, commissioners, but if the evident leader say this is what it was said, I'm comfortable with it.
Okay. So Mr. Madlanga sends you this video clip. You knew that was General Nkua. What did you make of that clip when you received it?
First thing first, I don't know why Mr. Madlanga sent it to me. You'll realize after he sent it to me, there's no response, but my make of it, I didn't know which service providers are talking about here. Because if I hear some of the things there, I think when you say the process of non-performance of service providers, the last one, Commissioner. So for me, there's no clarity here which service provider they're talking about.
Okay.
But he did send it to me, but I didn't know what service providers, which one for which work that must be done. But I heard if we run people that are short, it's still fine. And that I heard it people if they are short. And the non-performance, as you advise me, at the last lines of service providers, non-performance of service providers. I can't make an informed explanation of what is it that to make about this.
So he sent that to you, but you didn't have a discussion with him about it?
No, this one.
No. He shares his problems, you told us in your statement. He shares his struggles and his problems with you.
Absolutely true.
And he sent you this, but you had no conversation about it.
His problems when he started to tell me, I want to check on this WhatsApp messages regarding this. I strongly believe it's far beyond this clip when he told me about this. But the only thing I know is the payment before this clip. The delay of payment that he told me about, commissioners. But regarding this, he sent me this clip. I don't know. I couldn't make it up anything around this because even if it can be replayed for me to just get a sense of this, what you call, so what was the person talking there actually saying, and then maybe if they would have talked about the very same, the service provider, they have disclosed the identity of the service provider. It will help, or it will make things better for me. But at this stage, I didn't make it up anything about it, and we never talked and discussed this thing.
You mean at that stage at 6 February? You didn't make anything
We never discussed the issue of the non-performance of his contract and
everything. Okay, I hear that, but that's not my question. My question is, on 6 February, you didn't make anything of this because you didn't understand what it was about,
Absolutely.
the video clip.
Yeah, absolutely true. I didn't make anything.
You couldn't. You
listened
to it.
It's something that went like a blink, and then I just ignore it.
You just ignored it.
Yeah, I just listened to it, and then I left it because I didn't make it anything of significant about this clip.
You didn't think there was anything of significance that a service provider had access to a recording, an internal meeting discussion on a contract within the SAPS. You didn't think that was significant?
Yes, because remember, I don't know who was attending this meeting, who was there, whether maybe also Mr. Matala was there or his representative, I won't know. I won't know. If I knew, maybe I would have a different thought, but I do not know.
And you didn't think to ask Mr. Matlala, how did you come to be in possession of an internal discussion with the screenshot you saw was of a computer with SAPS contractual information on it, finance information, correct?
You want me to respond?
Yes.
I didn't ask him, and
No,
I didn't...
No, hold on. Let me start first. You saw that the picture on the video was of a computer screen depicting internal information, SAPS information. You saw that. Isn't that so?
I saw this.
Right. And when you saw that, you didn't ask him, how did he come to be in possession of that internal information, that recording?
I did not, because I don't know who were the attendees of this meeting. Maybe one of his people was in attendance of this meeting or not. I won't know. I don't want to come and mushroom answers and say, no, I did know, I asked him. I've never even discussed this thing with him.
You didn't?
Thereafter.
And it didn't concern you that this information was being shared with the service provider? You were not concerned?
If it was shared with him or he was a participant there, he got it from there. I didn't ask and start to dig and check, where did you get it? As I've indicated, it is also evident in these WhatsApp things that I've never interacted with him after he sent me this thing.
Well, that's actually not at all evident from the WhatsApps, and we will continue with that as we continue our questioning, because you continue to meet Mr. Matlala, and you don't tell us what you discussed at those meetings and whether this is something that you discussed in the meeting.
We never discussed this in the meeting, commissioners. Our meetings was of a social nature. When I talk to my brother, we talk general things, life things. We interact on general things and things that might are on the public domain and so forth. You know, we don't, but we have never discussed this thing. This thing is bothering me. Apologies. This thing, I happen to know when he asked me to know the details, when he asked me to accompany him to the meeting for the orders. When we were talking on the 14th of April. So that is that. I don't have any answer for the commissioners, but the answers that I gave is the answers that I have for you. But other than that, I don't have another one.
General, it's very difficult to accept that you would receive a video clip like that, which has SAPS information and branding, that you wouldn't ask Mr. Matlala, what is this about? Why are you sending me this video clip? And what is the conversation about? It's very difficult to accept that.
I understand.
Yeah, it's just difficult, and maybe you need to rethink your answers because it doesn't look good. It looks, this I didn't ask when he sent you what you say is a random clip, which we know from later interaction that in fact you become involved in his meeting about the same subject matter later. You attend a meeting with General Mkwana. So we know from your evidence, or the evidence that's before us now, that you do become somewhat involved with your explanation of how you become involved. And then there's a clip that is sent to you which deals with that subject matter. And you say to us, well, I didn't know what it was about, but importantly, I didn't ask him, why are you sending me this random clip? I am struggling with accepting the truthfulness of your answer.
I hear what the commissioner is saying, but I still say I didn't. I don't want to rethink my answers or whatever, but I want to give the commissioners what I know and what I can stand for, because this one we didn't. The issue of the meeting is this is 6 February. The meeting is around April. I've never even picked it up that at that time he sent me this thing and this thing is happening. I've never picked it up that and connected the dots by then, but now that the advocate here is saying to me, this isn't related to that one, I see that this thing, the way it is, it talks about service providers who are unable to deliver, I think, something like that. But from the onset, I'm saying, I just read it and then I didn't make it an issue and so forth, even though the commissioner is struggling to accept my explanation. But that is the explanation I can give.
Well, because here's what I see, General. Mr. Matlala would have to really be a madman to send you a clip that has no context for you. You have absolutely no idea. You've never discussed this with him. And then he sends you this clip without explanation. There's further no discussion with you. There's no request for clarification. He just sends it and he leaves it to you to make of it what you will. Now, I started off by saying he would really have to be a madman. And I say that to say it's improbable that you had no idea what this clip is about. You had a context to it. That's why he sent it to you. It's simply not correct what you are representing to us, that you knew nothing about it and you let it be.
Commissioner, I agree, send it to me. I concede that he did send this thing to me. Over and above that, I still stand by my explanation that I didn't made up anything about this video. I don't have any better answer, but this is the best I am giving to the commissioner.
Thank you, General.
I put it to you, Major General, that it's actually much worse than that. That is bad enough, but it's even worse because Mr. Matlala sends you this video clip comfortably, knowing that he need not fear any consequence of sharing this kind of information with you because you wouldn't report it to anyone, even though he should not be in possession of it. He felt safe that you would not question how he came to be in possession of that video clip. What do you say to that?
I don't know how he felt, but he just sent it to me and I didn't make it up what exactly this thing is. Why did he send it to me and so forth? And I didn't even ask him, as I indicated earlier. But he himself, if you are saying he felt comfortable to send it to me, that one I don't know. but he just sent it to me.
Well, he was right to feel comfortable because indeed you did nothing with it. A video clip in which there's an internal screen, Medicare 24, payment, purchase contract information, and it's obviously a recording of a meeting, an internal meeting. And he knew that you wouldn't raise that. And did you ask anyone within SAPS or say there's a leak? There's someone in your finance department or in supply chain management, there's a leak. Because you quoted to me the Constitution and your duties under the Constitution. Would that not be in line with your duties to contact supply chain management or the finance department, whoever the relevant department, and say, you've got a leak?
I didn't do that.
That's not the question. That's not the question, General. The question is whether, based on what you yourself said about subsidies, duties, and obligations under the Constitution, you were not obliged to, at the very people within the finance department of SAPS or the SCM, supply chain management section of SAPS, and ask, are you aware that there is a leak? Who is guilty of having leaked this information? That's the question.
I didn't do that, Commissioner.
No, the question isn't whether you did it or not. The question is this not your obligation? Weren't you obliged to do it? That's the question.
As the commissioners are putting it to me now, I might say maybe it's an hindsight on myself.
Was it an obligation, General? The very obligation that you referred us to this morning, and you were even quoting a section from the Constitution in terms of what subsidies obligations are in terms of that section. Did you not have that obligation?
At that moment, Commissioner, I know it is an obligation on me. At that moment, it never crossed my mind to deal with it in that fashion. And I accept the mistake I did because it never crossed my mind.
Did you not at the very least consider this to be a serious matter? Let's leave aside that it did not occur to you to report or approach anybody. This is about taking action with regard to the question of non-performance in respect of a contract. And that's something which concerned internal SAPS discussions.
As I'm indicating, Commissioner, it never crossed my mind at that stage. I know I'm obligated, but it never. And I didn't do it, Commissioner.
All right, now in retrospect, do you think that it was a serious matter?
Now?
Yes.
Now that I'm informed by the Commission.
No, leave aside what you are being informed. Do you not think that this is a serious matter as you sit there now? And let me again take you back to what both Commissioner Baloyi and Advocate Hasim took you through. This is internal information about discussions within SAPS. There's even a SAPS logo. And it's about action that should be taken in respect of non-performance of a contract. As you sit there, my question is, do you not consider that this video clip concerned a serious issue as you sit there now?
As I sit now, I do consider, Commissioner.
And you only realize that now?
Yes, Commissioner.
And if I suggest to you that that cannot be, what do you say?
It is now, Commissioner.
Yes, Mr. Hasim.
Chair.
Yes. Yes, Ms. Mafisa?
Thank you, Chairperson. I just didn't want to interrupt the leading of evidence or your questioning, Chairperson. However, I would like to state that this particular video has not been given to the legal team, and it also has not been given to Major General Senona. So the line of questioning, I do think it's rather unfair to Major General Senona. We are unsure whether there was indeed an SAP as branding on the video. We're not quite sure who the speaker is in the video either. And I do think that Major General Senona should have been given an opportunity to consult with his legal team regarding this video. As we have done and as has been provided to us, the annexures SEN1 to SEN7. So I do think that this video should have been provided to us. And if there's other video clips that will be used tomorrow, I simply request that we receive these video clips so that we can consult with the Major General.
Yes.
Chair, sorry, but that's an untenable submission.
Ms. Mafisa, just to clarify, we as commissioners are not aware of what was shared or what was not shared. And with regard to the branding, I relied purely on what was said as part of the questioning. And I do not, and in fact, I think I did actually preface one of my questions on what was put to General Senona by Ms. Hassim. And I just whispered now to my colleague whether she too referred to that, and she says she did. But maybe, I do not know, she too relied on what Advocate Hassim had said. But I'll invite her, Advocate Hassim, to respond.
Chair, this video is part of the exchange between General Senona and Kat Matlala. It's his own information. It's his own phone. It's his own WhatsApp chats. He says he's seen it. He's already given evidence about that video attachment. And so there was there are a number of attachments here. You just need to click on it to play it. And if the team or the general didn't remind himself of what the contents of these WhatsApp chats, that's for them to take responsibility for. And not to suggest that there was some unfairness on behalf of, on the side of the Commission and the provision of the evidence.
Did I hear you to say that? What exactly do you say the general referred to in his evidence, in the context of the video clip?
You mean in earlier evidence?
You just now you referred to the general's evidence.
Now in the context of the question.
Yes. That's exactly what I want to understand. What exactly are you saying the general touched on in his evidence? Are you saying he touched on something that referred to the clip, or what exactly are you saying in that regard?
Yeah, well, he acknowledged the clip. He acknowledged receiving it, seeing it, dismissing it. And that questioning then proceeded from there. So this is not new to the witness. This is a clip that was shared with the witness by Mr. Matlala. I'll also say that at the end of last year, when there were discussions between the evidence leaders and the witness's legal team, they assured the Commission that they had everything that they needed in their possession. So if for some reason there were some attachments or information that they didn't have access to, they could have alerted us to that.
And when was this, for example, let me just refer to this, the file 1 of the exhibits file, when was that shared?
File 1 of the exhibits was shared this week. But this particular exhibit, these chats, were shared with the witness last year. This very same page 15 was shared with the witness and his legal team last year. We just compiled it differently in this exhibit bundle for the purposes of today's questioning.
Ms. Mafisa, we just want to get a full idea of the inner and outer contours of what you would like to see. And maybe after that, we will adjourn and possibly come back and make a ruling.
Thank you, Chairperson. I would just like to touch on, perhaps maybe I'd just like to move backward prior to answering the Chairperson's question. So on
And maybe when we are dealing with that, also touch on the point that Ms. Hassan made, which is that these exhibits were actually shared, and that the only, I don't even want to say issue, but the only matter perhaps is how they have now been packaged, but that they were shared last year already. So when you tell us the inner and outer contours of what you want to see, please touch on that as well.
Thank you. Thank you, Chairperson. Thank you, Commissioners. On the 26th of November, we did come to an agreement that we are satisfied with everything, all the evidence that the Commission has given to us. However, I would like to make it quite clear that if you have a look at the chats, this particular video is not included as an annexure. So, sorry, Chairperson, let me just move the mic a bit closer. But this particular video is not included as an annexure. So when we came to that agreement that we are satisfied and we are happy with all the information that has been provided to us, we simply looked at the witness statements and the annexures to the WhatsApp chats, which is SCN1 to SCN7. We can confirm that we did receive SCN1 to SCN7. However, I do think, and I hate to use the same words over and over, but I do think it's quite unfair to pose a question to the legal team to say that the link was provided to us, or rather it was packaged in another way because the link was not provided to us. Even if we look at the exhibit bundle that we have today before us, this particular video is not within the exhibit bundle. So that agreement, I should make it very clear that we came to that agreement thinking that the only annexures that exist within this WhatsApp chat is SCN1 to SCN7. This is not one of those annexures. If we knew that this particular video would perhaps maybe then have been used in Major General Senona's testimony, then we would have 100% then raised an issue and said, but this particular video has not been included. Even now with Major General Senona's testimony, witness sees evidence has not been included in his testimony. So there's various things that we are, as a legal team, we are unsure whether they're going to be used, whether they're not going to be used. So in good faith, we agreed that we have received every single thing that will be used for Major General Senona's testimony.
Oh, God. We are here now. What would you like to see, Ms. Mafisa?
Chairperson, I think it's still a little bit difficult.
Bearing in mind that the substance of your point is about fairness and unfairness.
Correct.
So what would you like to see?
Chairperson, perhaps maybe I should just put it within the hands of the evidence leader. If there are videos that have not been flagged as an annexure, such as SCN1 to SCN7, then and the evidence leader intends to use it within the testimony, then can we please receive it? All we want to do is to look at the evidence that will be presented from the Commission's side and have an opportunity to consult with Major General Senona based upon that.
As I said, do you wish to respond? As I said at the beginning, we would again consider the matter and come back, because we don't want to make a ruling only tomorrow morning, because that might delay us. If in the end we say that the video, all videos must be shared, because then the legal representatives and the general may need time to consider those, which may delay us. So I think it's best, whichever way we go in the end, I think it's best for us to adjourn. As I indicated, we might have to. Do you wish to respond to Ms. Mafisa?
Yeah, I mean, again, Chair, this is the General's own WhatsApp exchanges. This isn't something, and it wasn't an annexure, it was embedded in his WhatsApp exchanges. If there's information that the legal team feels they didn't have, that they don't have access to, they can't read properly, they can't hear properly, they should have told us that. They never alerted us to anything. They never said, look, there's a video attachment, there's a video clip that you've included in your information to us, but we can't play it. They've never said that. So, I think it's a very belated objection. The question is, as you say, Chair, what do they want going forward? And I suppose the question is, am I going to rely on any other video clips that are part of the WhatsApp annexures and to provide that to the legal team? But I'd have to just check again my notes to see. I don't think they are.
May I just find this out? If, for example, I were to send this document as is, but I send it electronically, no amount of clicking on there would make anything open. So in what format was this sent to the other side? Was it sent in a format that ordinarily, when you click on it, the video clip would open?
So, Chair, I can't answer that because there's a format that I have where you click on it and it opens.
Okay.
And there might have been a format where you click on it and it doesn't open.
Yeah.
But we were never told that it's not openable from
That's just a matter of
side.
detail. I just wanted to be clear of the facts. Maybe we've reached that point where we should adjourn, but I'll just listen to my colleague. We have decided not to adjourn. And Ms. Hassim, please provide Ms. Mafisa with a video clip. And I ask the two sides to engage in discussions, and if there are other materials which may also need to be shared, I request that between the two of you, you have those discussions and see what needs to be shared. And it should then be shared overnight, so that tomorrow we are not delayed by something similar.
Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Your 5 minutes is long up. You said you would engage for only 5 minutes on the video.
Thank you for indulging me, Chair.
No, no problem at all. But I do not think, of course, this means the end on the debate around the video clip. We adjourn now. We'll adjourn until 9:30 tomorrow.
Thank you, Chair.
Thank you.